The basic essay has distinct structure. That is, it contains an opening paragraph, several supporting or developmental paragraphs, and a closing paragraph. So good quality essays are very organized. They have a very clear structure that draws the reader from a beginning to some support to some sort of conclusion at the end, or restatement at the end. We'll begin then to analyze the general essay format by looking at the opening paragraph, breaking it down, talking about some essential qualities or characteristics of an opening paragraph. Your opening should gain your reader's interest and should identify the thesis statement. It's very important that you gain the reader's interest, that you draw or hook them into the essay, so not only do they want to continue reading, but it'll focus them and gain their interest into some sort of idea or concept that you want to prove. The second part of that, part of the opening paragraph, is your thesis statement. Now that's essential. The thesis statement is the controlling idea that drives the rest of your essay. For example, you can use the analogy of a railroad. Okay, the tracks on the railroad give focus to the cars. You put the cars on the track and it goes in a certain direction. That's very similar to a thesis statement. The thesis statement is analogous to the tracks. If there are no tracks for the cars to be placed on, who knows where they're going to go? It'll be very unfocused, they'll fall off, not quite sure where they go, but that track provides distinct structure. It provides a direction for the rest of the essay. Therefore, the essay focuses, the thesis focuses the rest of the essay. It identifies to the reader what you're going to prove, assert, or claim. It tells the reader where you're going to go. Although the thesis is but one part of an opening paragraph, it is the most vital. Without it, the reader's not quite sure where you're going to go, what you're trying to prove. You can have awesome support, you can have a fantastic conclusion, but without a good assertive thesis, the reader will never be quite sure what you're trying to prove. Since these essays are timed, remember you have an allotted time period to complete this essay in, there's a simple method that I've provided you in formulating a thesis. Take a look at that as I briefly explain it. First of all, you take the subject, some sort of idea or concept that you have that you want to talk about. Then you add a specific feeling that you have towards it, or some sort of general characteristic about that topic or concept. That equals a thesis. For example, if you're writing some essay on an issue analysis, or an opinion, you have a certain issue, there's a topic of it. For example, state-mandated exit test. That's your topic. You add your specific feeling or characteristic about that topic. You do agree with them, you do not agree with them. That's your thesis. For example, state-mandated tests provide students a chance to reiterate what they've learned and are very valuable to society. It tells me the topic, it gives me my own specific feeling about it, and that equals a thesis. That tells the reader what I'm trying to prove. So keep an idea, or keep a handle on that, maybe highlight that, circle it, whatever. Remember that when you go into your test day, and you'll develop a quick, assertive thesis using that formula. The opening should also commit you to a certain language and style, as well as establishing a proof structure or frame for the rest of your essay. So the opening should also tell the reader how you're going to prove things, the arrangement or order in which you're going to prove things. There are some possible starting points which I've provided in your student manual for opening paragraphs. Let me go over these real briefly. Some of these are more conducive to certain types of essays, an issue essay or an argument essay, and we'll make some remarks as we go along this together. Some possible starting points are presenting a brief background to your subject or topic. Give the reader an overall general view of your topic, some maybe historical context of your topic, working your way towards your thesis. That works really well with both an issue and an argument type essay. You can define a key term or concept that leads you to more specifics. Take something that the reader or that the author has implied, take some sort of concept in which you're supposed to write about, define it, and work your way towards your thesis. Again, by defining something that draws the reader's interest, it gives them a hook, it gives them some sort of context to take this essay in. You could provide, oh, by the way, that works really well with both issue and argument analysis. You could provide a personal history or account of something in your life that relates to the topic. That's really effective for an issue essay. You provide them some sort of idea that relates to the topic, thus drawing the reader into your essay. If you're talking about smoking, which we give an example later on, you could give some sort of personal account or history about the topic or issue of smoking. And then you could work your way towards your thesis, whether or not you agree with a certain concept or idea about smoking. You could challenge the reader to look at the topic in a different light. You can take whatever's presented, challenge the reader at the very beginning of your opening paragraph to look at it in a new and unusual way that may draw interest, that will make the reader want to continue on with the essay, sort of like a hook. That works well with both issue and argument type essays. Another issue and argument type essay starting point for an opening paragraph could be using a brief quote. Come up with some quote at the very beginning of your opening paragraph that draws the reader into the rest of the essay. It could be a quote from some famous author, a musician, some part of a song, whatever it may be, but it will hook the reader and draw them into the rest of the argument or the rest of the essay. You could begin with a brief taste of your conclusion. It's sort of like dangling a carrot in front of the horse or rabbit. You dangle it in front of there and you make them take a step forward. And that's another way of using an opening paragraph to draw your reader into your thesis or main ideas. Finally, you can open with some drama to emphasize some key points that you'll be discussing later. You can use some metaphors. You can come out with some blatant statement that's sort of surprising that will draw the reader. No, the reader will think, well, I don't believe in that, and that will draw them into that, and you can twist it and use it a certain way. Some of these, though, are more conducive to the issue and argument type essays. Some are a little bit more abstract. The three you should circle that we're going to concentrate on that are really effective in producing quality analytical essays are the first three bulleted items. The presentation of a brief background, the definition of a key term or concept, and the personal account or history. Highlight those. Those are the three that we will concentrate on. Those are the three that provide the most structure and that are the most easy to see the main ideas from. Those will be the three that we'll concentrate on. To sum up here, remember that your opening paragraph establishes the direction for the rest of your essay. It's essential that you have some sort of hook or some sort of draw to draw the reader in. And then finally, it's vital that you have a clear thesis statement, which you're going to prove, assert, or claim.